What's going on, YouTube? Dan here with Electric Reef. So I got some interesting ads that I put in here over the past week and a half. Got a couple videos up on YouTube the past week or so. Go check them out, see most of my build. But now we are getting into the adding of livestock and adding of coral into the tank. And as you can see, I already got my hands on a few nice pieces. A good buddy of mine from high school has his own 120-gallon reef tank set up that he's had going for about 10 years now. And the tank is beautiful. It's just got so much livestock in it, so much coral in it, and it just looks amazing. So, went over his house and he gave me a few corals to start out with. So I'm gonna go over what I got in there so far, and I hope you guys like it. So down at the bottom left there, we got a green zoanthid colony. I'm not really sure on what those are called exactly. I'm still doing a little research on them, but they're growing awesome. They just look full of life. They definitely add a decent amount of your darker shade of green to the tank. Right up to the right of that, I got some frog spawn, header frog spawn. And that's looking pretty good. It's a little brownish on the underside. I'm not sure if that's normal or not. Everything else looks green, and it's got the purple heads in there. Definitely had to turn up my white lighting so you guys can see the tank nicely. The blues were a little too much. But the frog spawn, it looks like it's doing great. Opens up every day when the lights come out or come on. Loving that thing. Can't wait till it starts sprouting some more heads and fills in that area a little bit more. Up towards the top left there, I have a branch of Hynophora Mersulina, I think it's called. This stuff, it just looks so cool. I put it up towards the top for higher lighting, and I got my Vortex pump set up, which I will go over in a separate review. But that Hynophora, it's just real cool looking. Got a very vibrant green color to it when the actinic set. And it opened up first day. I had it in there and it just looks like it's been growing ever since. So that one's going good. Let's see here. Down or up on the top right, you see I got some GSP up there. Now it's a little bit different from the GSP I got down in the bottom right. GSP on the top right, they have very bright white or like vibrant green centers to them, which I thought that was pretty cool because the other ones down here at the bottom right, they have more of a purplish base to them, but the the arms on them are a different shade of green, so definitely adds a different type of mix to the tank as far as coloration goes. And I secluded them both to their own islands, so hopefully I won't have any troubles with them spreading. Worst case scenario is how I got the top one mounted up there. It's rubber band on because I got it in a huge sheet. I had to rubber band it to the rock until it grabs a hole, and you can see how it's kind of still pulling up there in the center. I'll be doing my water changes and everything tomorrow, so probably just set a small piece of rubble on there and see if that holds it down. If not, maybe put some super glue in there and see if I can super glue it to the rock. But I've never really played around with super gluing GSP to anything, so not sure how well that will work. But you'll see in future videos how well it turns out. So right to the left of the top GSP, I got a rose bubble tip anemone. Now, when I brought that thing in and I acclimated it, and the first night I put it in the tank, it was sitting right on top of that GSP in the top right. In my buddy's tank, the GSP was on the glass, and the anemone found its way right to the center of the patch, and I guess it'd been there for a while. So when I put it in this tank, I don't know if it didn't like the lighting or it didn't like the flow. Overnight, it crawled right down to the left of where it's currently sitting. And yeah, it's been there ever since. And it took about a day or two of adjusting lighting, and it finally came out, and it just spread wide open. It's still got its bubbles. It looks great, and so I must like it there. Down here, the swaying branches right here at the bottom right, That's I believe it's called Anthelia, but that stuff shrinks down to about a baseball sized chunk when the lights are off, and then when the lights start coming on, it just stretches out and it just goes with the flow. That thing's all over the place, definitely adds a lot of movement to the tank, which is what I wanted, and I love it. I think it looks great. I know some of these, especially GSP and Anthelia, that stuff spreads like weeds. So I secluded them to their own island, and hopefully I don't have any issues with them trying to spread to other parts of the tank. Worst case scenario, I take some off, throw it away, or throw it up on Craigslist, see if anybody wants to buy a little chunk for super cheap. Eventually, I'm planning on getting a fragging system going in my basement, and I'll be able to frag some of this stuff out of the 65-gallon tank, because I know it's definitely going to overflow with some of these more weed-like growing corals we got in here. And back behind that, I don't know if you could see right between the two rockscapes. I don't know if those are palliathos or what they are, but they got kind of a greenish, orangish center. They're very large in comparison to zoanthids, and the arms on them kind of hang downwards rather than sprouting upwards towards the light, kind of like zoanthids do. So if anybody out there knows what these are, I just really haven't had time to go check. I'm finally getting time to do this video. If you know what those are, or if you know what kind of zoanthids those are, let me know. Put it down in the comments section, it'd be much appreciated. Tomorrow I'm gonna go pick up a sand sifting goby. I noticed a little bit of brownish coming up on my sand bed, and the crabs and the Nasaria snails, they're always out sifting through the sand bed. And if I stick my glass cleaner way down to the bottom of the tank and stir the sand up, I notice a lot of detritus comes out of there. So I'm gonna get a sand sifting goby in there, see if that does the trick on keeping my sand bed at least a little bit cleaner than what it is. But as far as nutrients and all that go, besides the sand bed, I got my Vortec pump. It's right up in the left corner, you can't see it right now, but I have it set on a random mode, and every once in a while in there will kick the pump on as high as it will go, and it's supposed to be kind of like a nutrient transport. And I'll tell you what, this thing has gotten rid of any traceable nutrients in the water column. Nitrates are at 0, nitrites are at 0, phosphates, those are coming down. I am running Phosguard in one of my reactors down there. We'll take a look at that tomorrow when I do my video for my water change. You also might notice I got 2 Ocellaris clownfish in there. I've had them in there for about 2 weeks now, and they're doing awesome. They add so much life to the tank. They're just great. Pretty sure they're already paired. They wander off from each other every once in a while, but I'm pretty sure they're paired because most of the time they're together, and the one definitely displays a lot more dominance over the other one. The one swimming right there on the right side of the glass, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the male, and then the one up by the overflow, it's coming down now, pretty sure that's going to be the female. She's definitely a more dominant one. So, and Phyllis, the little damsel, she's doing great. They're all getting a little bit bigger from when I got them, and they're eating well, but I'm not overfeeding. So the tank is looking good. I'm loving it. Definitely takes up a lot of time, but it's worth it. So if you guys got any questions, comments, leave them down in the comment section. I'd be happy to get them. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. Electric Reef out.